Okay, so let's start. So yesterday, we have seen, about the configuration of Jenkins. What's inside Jenkins? What are the use of those Jenkins? And we have seen almost all the options here. I mean, all the configuration options. At least the basic level. I mean, what it does exactly. So each and every configuration have its own session. So once it comes, we'll go deeper. But for now, so I'm trying to give you that the overview of all these things, what are all these things. But we'll go one by one deeper when time comes, slowly. But for now, just keep it, just keep it in mind that what is about tools, what is about plugins, what is about node security and everything. So today we'll start a new topic, which is called jobs. Job. So in Jenkins, let's say I'm keep on telling, right? You can do anything with Jenkins, correct? Anything. It can be anything. Just tell the Jenkins how to do it, what to do, I mean, how to do it and what to do. It will do it. But how to tell these details to Jenkins? That's the main thing. So, but how we are telling here? That we have to tell in the form of a job. So we create a job and we tell to Jenkins, hey Jenkins, I created a job. You have to do this, you have to do this. And then Jenkins will do it. So we have to create a job. Now today what we'll see, how to create a job obviously, and what are some configuration inside the job. And finally we'll create some sample job and we'll see. So to do any task in Jenkins, we have to create a job. You have to create a job with your, whatever you want to do. As an example, build it or test it or something, whatever it is. It can be anything, not just these things. This I'm just taking as an example since we already did that. So create a job and let Jenkins take care of it. So obviously in the Jenkins homepage, you can see create a job option. So if you click on this, it will show you the configuration. Or there is something called a new item on the left side in the settings. That is also related to job. So item is nothing but a job. So simply you can click on this. It will open some config. Looks like Jenkins itself is slow, not my internet. Let it open. So this is what it will show you. Same thing. Just go back. Same thing will show even if you, click on create a job. This will show only one time because once you already have a job, these options won't show you. But yeah, that's okay. Both are same. Same thing, right? So job, item, both are same. Don't get confused. Okay. So you just have to create a job. It gives some names, I mean, anything, test job, something, whatever it is. And below it is showing few things. Select an item type. What does it mean is there are multiple jobs type in Jenkins. You have to select which job you want to, you know, use, which job type you want to use. There are so many things. The most famous, the most common ones we regularly use is three things here. Of course, one is freestyle job. So freestyle job is nothing but we get a set of options, set of configuration in the UI. We select all those options and we use it for anything, for any purpose as a tool. It's a general purpose job. But yeah, it's here. Sorry, general purpose job, right? That checks out the code, execute builds, followed by post build steps, blah blah something. So whatever task you want to do in the freestyle, in the UI, we'll be selecting few options and we'll be creating job. The same thing can be done by pipeline also. Pipeline job here. But the only difference is you might have here pipeline, CI/CD pipeline, blah blah something. This is what they're referring. The pipeline, whatever you do, you write in a script format. You write in a code format. They call it PAC, pipeline as a code. So what does it mean is whatever the task you want to do, you'll write a script for that in a Jenkins format. Don't worry about that. It'll come in a Jenkins format and use that. What is the difference between these two? They are both doing the same thing. The only difference is in the freestyle job, we are using the UI, or configuration options, which provided by Jenkins to do our task. We are using the options from UI to do the task. These options provided by Jenkins, obviously. But what is this one? I mean, pipeline. Whatever we want to do, we write in a script. We'll write in a script and we'll do that. So we don't select any options in the pipeline job. We'll write a script. So this again separate topic. I'm just telling you a difference. There is one more thing called multi-branch pipeline, which is similar to pipeline job. So the difference and everything we will see in further classes. But keep in mind, these are very common jobs that we use. Anyone, if someone uses Jenkins, they use pipeline or multi-branch pipeline or freestyle. Not or and they'll use all these three. Every company, whoever is using Jenkins, I mean to say. So for today, we'll see freestyle job. Pipeline job will come slowly, don't worry, once all these are done. But until then, we'll see freestyle job. So let's choose freestyle. It'll open. Yeah, it opened. This is the configuration inside the job. Of course, we'll go section by section, don't worry. This is the configuration. Or simply click on this. We'll go to the section. So this is what a freestyle job contains. As I told you, right? We'll create a job, and once we created a freestyle job, we choose the configuration from the options which provided by Jenkins in the UI. This is what it does. These are all the options. And what I told in the pipeline, we don't have all these options. Whatever we select here, we'll write in a script and we create it. But freestyle, we choose the options. So this is the basic starting from go to advanced. So in here, there are multiple sections obviously within the job. We'll see all those on level. So let's take an example. Obviously, first thing is description. Why I created this job? I want to do some task. What task? Which one shall we do? Hmm, simply, I'll just execute a file. I mean, or sorry, not execute. Just simply open a file just to see the content. What file I have? Let me just see. Maybe Tomcat configuration file. Let me just. I'm just writing a description. That's it. This job is used. Yeah, I'm just. This is the description, so it will be useful. So first thing is general section. Obviously, description you have seen, and there are few other options. So discard all bills. Let's forget about all of this. First, we'll do our task. Then we'll come to the settings options. I mean, what are the options here? So to do our task, what I have to do inside a job? The first thing is without all these any options, there is something called build steps. Correct? Just click on that. Once once you come here, this is the build step. See, just add a build step. Here, if you observe, there is a Maven, there is and a Gradle, Sonar also there. Sonar, see, but we don't want any of that. What we want to open the Tomcat configuration file. I just want to see it with cat. So it's the Linux commands, right? So you have to select this option, execute shell. That will come here. See, execute shell means we are executing some Linux commands here. So what is the Linux command? I want to open with cat, right? Cat, which file slash opt tomcat slash conf server.xml. This is the file. This is the task I want to perform in this job. Correct? So where I added this task in the build step, and it's for Linux, so I added execute shell. Now simply save it. This is the only task which I want to do in this job. Now simply save it. So now what I have to do? I have a job. This job will get executed and it will execute this command whatever we have given. See, this is the job homepage. Job homepage, remember. You got it right. This is the job homepage inside whatever the job, and of course, this is the description which we gave. And this is the Jenkins homepage, overall Jenkins homepage. This is inside a particular job. So please do remember that. Now I created a job. I don't know any option, no, I don't know anything about the job. All I know is how to create a job and how to add my task in the build step. That's it. That's it, right? So far we have seen. So I know only that. Now I want to execute the task. How to execute this job? There is something option called build now. Just click on it. See, something came here. If I click on build now again, something is coming. One, two, something. It means these are called build history obviously you're seeing here. And these are numbers, how many times I ran this. So, but it's showing in red color. Maybe it's failed. So click on the number. Mhm. Yeah. Started by user test, few information. Of course, test. Started 36 seconds ago, took 44 milliseconds it seems. And it failed, I guess, because see, the red mark is failed. But why it's failed? So just click on the left side console out. This will show you what it does. What it did, I mean, not does. What it's going to do or what it did so far. And we can see the error also in that. It's still loading. Okay. So it says, see, this is what it does. Started by user, of course. This is what we started it, right? So as this user, obviously. And this is the command we gave, correct? If you remember. And it executed that command. What happened? Permission denied. That's okay. Why it's permission denied is Jenkins is running as Jenkins user internally. So the Jenkins user does not have access to Open Tomcat configuration. That's why. That's okay. This is a Linux error, not a Jenkins error. Now let's come back to job. Simply I just created a job. I told in the job that okay, hey, do this thing. Open the file with cat. And it tried that. Be it success or failure, but it tried. It did right. The failure is because of a Linux error. That's not a Jenkins error. So Jenkins cannot do anything here. But it did the task, whatever we requested, it did it. And it did twice. Correct. These are called build history. And of course, these are numbers are called build numbers. So if I execute again, it will execute again. It will come third one. So build numbers. So that many times, no matter how many times you build the job, it will execute it. And do remember here, execute the job or build the job. Both are same here in Jenkins. In Jenkins, we don't say build no option here. So people will simply say build the job, not execute the job. That's why. So these are called build history and these are called build numbers. And you can simply click on a number. You will see the configuration or the options inside the build. We have Jenkins homepage default. We have job homepage. This is job homepage inside the particular job. And we have build homepage again. So inside the build, we can see what is there. What is there here? Some information, obviously, you're saying, you know, this console output is the where we see the logs of what it did. Console output, do remember that. We'll see it regularly, don't worry anyway. And of course, build information. Just click on edit build information. So build information, what it have, let's see. What is the display name? What is the description? I don't want that. That's okay. Click on timings. Let's wait. See, this is the timings which happened. I mean, total how much seconds, all these things. And of course, you can delete the build if you want. So we deleted the build number 3 from the build history. So now only 2 will be there. Let's see. You want to delete? Yes, I want to delete. See, only 2 are there. So that's about the builds. So when you build a job, or I mean, or when you execute a job, don't get confused again. So you'll get the build history with the build number 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah something 5, 6, 7. I mean, you can build. There's no limitation again, right? We have jobs which ran over 32,000 times, so it's common, very common. So you can simply click on this number. You can see the build history, or click on this arrow mark next to it, so you can see the same options here. If you want to see the console output directly, just click on the console output. Because console, or you can simply click on this round ball, the symbol, failure symbol. We'll go to console output. Console output is where we see the errors. We see the status of what's happening, how it happened and everything. So do remember the console output. Delete option, simply if you go there, you'll see it. So this is not a big issue. You simply click on the name, you'll see everything. So console output is the main one. Got it? And this is about a job and its job configuration. Now let's go inside to see few options. We'll improve this little more. This is sample task ls, obviously. Sorry, with cat or something. Let's try one more task, whether it execute or not. Let's see it. Yes, again, if you want to configure something, let's say I want to configure something right now. On the left side, you can see configure option. Yes, click on that. Yeah, it opened. This is what, right? This is the configuration. Of course, this is our task. You can add one more task or two more tasks, whatever the task, no matter how many, it will do all of them. Let's say what do you want to do? Maybe add one more thing. Let's simply ls. Just ls. I don't know where it is. Just execute the command ls. Save it. Let's see whether it will come or not. I have written two commands to run, but one is failing. The first one is failing, obviously. Will it go to second one or not? That we'll see. Well, build now, yes, obviously. Fourth one again it's failed. I think again it's failed. Why? Because the cat command is obviously failing because it does not have permissions. But ls should have. You should run ls, but it haven't gone that far because if in the first command itself is failed, so it won't go to second command. So that's why it is showing us failed. See, only cat executed but not ls because the first command is failed. Can't go to second command right until the first one you get success. Now what we do? Let's configure again. Let's configure. We'll just keep only ls. Let's see whether it gets success or not at least. Build steps. Let's remove this. Let's just keep ls. I saved it. Let's see. Let's build now. It should get success now. We got success because the ls worked. Let's see the output where it executed the ls. Mhm, mhm. See, it executed somewhere. If you observe here, there is something called building in workspace. Where live Jenkins. This is okay. This is our Jenkins home directory, and inside that workspace and test job. What is this? What is this workspace? So now, whenever you create a job, let's say whenever you create any job, Jenkins automatically creates two folders, two directories. Sorry, one is inside workspace. What is this about? What is this workspace? Is in this workspace, whatever the data in I mean this script, sorry, this job generated or whatever the command that you passed within the job will get executed in this workspace directory. In the workspace, obviously, it will create a directory called test job, which is your job name, obviously. So based on your job name, it will create a directory in the workspace and it will execute all your commands over there. Lib Jenkins, workspace, test job, obviously. But nothing because we don't have anything inside it, obviously. So this is about workspace. So whatever you do, let's say I create another job. And what happens? Let me just create another job. Some with a different name. Now what happens is Jenkins will create another directory with the job name within the workspace. Got it right? So workspace will, I mean, within the workspace, There will be directories based on our job names. Let's say I want to add one more thing. Just click on new item. I'll keep it now, maybe something else. Come on, yeah. Maybe prod job. Okay, freestyle, obviously I want to just click on OK. It open. Some description, blah blah blah, something. It's not required. I'll directly go to build step. Execute shell because I want to execute a Linux command. Now what I'll do is I'll create a file. Now let's see where it will create. Generally, as we discussed, where it will be created in the workspace. In this jobs workspace. In this jobs workspace means within the workspace directory there will be a folder will be created. I think it should have been created by now. Not yet. Let's build it. It will create. It will create a folder. Yes, see. Go to prod job. See 1, 2, 3. That's what our task, right? In the job. Simply I just created a job and I just gave some touch 1, 2, 3 just to create an empty file. Correct. Now where it's created? It's in the workspace. The jobs workspace it's created. By default, that is where everything going to be stored, whatever you do in the job. By default. That is where it's going to store. We can change it obviously, but there is a default workspace where it is going to store. Got it? This is what about the workspace. When you go to a job, on the left side you can see the workspace option. If you simply click on it, it will show you the workspace path and what's inside the workspace. Let's try that. See workspace. Just simply click on it. See, this is the content in workspace, right? That's what we created. So what I'm trying to say is like every job, whatever you create in Jenkins, will have its own workspace. Will have its own workspace. Workspace is nothing but a directory where it creates a directory based on your job name and stores everything whatever you do inside it. Inside the job, I mean to say. By default. Yes, of course you can change it, but for now let's keep it like that. Once we see the job configuration, then we'll know. So for now what we've seen is we created a job, something, whatever the job. We added some tasks, some basic tasks. We executed it. We see whether it is failure or success, and we see the console output why it's failure or success. And we see in the workspace also. As I told you, there will be two directories it will create, not just one. One is workspace where it will store the data, whatever the job generated or job created. And it will create another folder. But where? Sorry. One is workspace, another is jobs. Inside jobs, you will see all the jobs. Let's go to prod job. But what will be here is it will store the job configuration. Whatever the configuration we did, it will store it. So workspace will store the data. Jobs directory will store the job configuration. So workspace store data generated by job. Jobs job config. That's the difference. There is no link between these two. So when you create a job, simply just creates two directories. One is to store the configuration, one is to store the data. Jobs is to store the configuration, workspace is to store the data. That's it. It creates two things. When you delete automatically, these folders also will get deleted. Don't worry. These folders also will get deleted. Let's go to this one. And you can see something called builds inside the job. What it will store? It will store these things, build history. Let's go to builds. See one. Currently one is there. Go to one because that's the first build, right? Sorry. See, build log, build.xml is the configuration of the build, what happened and everything. Now only one is there. If I run, it will come to, I mean, second time I'm building it. So second build number is the one. And the directory also will be created with this. Let's see. C2K. See, it has its own log, it has its own build.xml separately. These are we call builds. Job and builds. Job is where whatever the task hour is there, this is the job. And builds are like how many times we ran it. Those are called builds. So we have two builds currently here. You can delete if you want, no problem. If you want to keep, keep. There is no specific requirement like that. So this is about overall of job. So like how to create it. Of course, we haven't seen the original part yet. I mean the configuration, but in general, this is what a job about. To do any task in Jenkins, we create this job, any job. We create a job and we write our commands and everything with our options and everything. So it will create a job and we can simply build it, it will build it. Once you build, you can build n number of times. Whenever you build, a new build will be created within the job with a build number, as well as two directories will be created. One is jobs to store the job configuration. It will store the build configuration one by one, as you can see here, right? That's what I am showing you. So let's say 100 times I built, it will show 100 folders here. 1, 2, 3, 4, until 100. Inside that, that build configuration will be there. And workspace, where workspace, uh, will store the data. Where workspace will store the data of the job. This is the general configuration. Of course, you want to delete, delete, you want to rename, rename. So, is this clear so far about job? Still, I mean, it's not finished. Is it until now? Is it clear? Any doubts? Sorry,
Clear, bro.
others, everyone, is it clear?
Yeah, no, clear.
All right. Now let's go inside the job configuration. What can we do more? Of course, as we just as of now just directly gave the command of what we do, but we do have some options. Let's see. Yeah, this is the configuration, obviously. Now, why I'm coming now, I haven't told this before is you'll understand now. The first option in the general configuration itself is discard old builds. See, you can see here the builds keep on going. One, two, build number one, build two. It will go unlimited. There is no restriction. But the builds keep on increasing means the disk size also keep on increasing like that because it's storing the build configuration right here, and as well as build workspace also. So it's too much size. So what generally everyone do to they'll keep only minimum number of count. Let's say discard old builds is the option for that. So there are two options. How many days of builds you want? Let's say this job is running daily once. How many days of builds you want is, let's say last 10 days builds I want. It'll keep the last 10 days builds and remove the older ones. It's a cycle. So when a new one comes, old one obviously deletes, it will maintain only 10 days. So 11 to 21, 11 to 20, let's say. September 11 to today 11, sorry, 20. 10 days, right? It will keep these 10 days. Now September 12th came means, or let's say, sorry, September, what is it? 21st came. The 11th builds will be deleted. So it just maintains the cycle of 10 days. No matter how many times you run, not, I mean, I'm just saying as one time, but let's say 100 times you're running in a single day. It means 1000 builds it will store per 10 days. Not more than that. This is one thing. Or maximum number of builds to keep. You can give the number of how many builds you want to keep. Currently two are there. Maybe I want to keep maybe five builds, not more than that. Five means the latest five. So it'll try to keep the five. If the sixth build came, the first one will be deleted. So like that, it'll keep the cycle. Only five. Because we told that. So keep five builds or keep 5 days of builds. You can use both. Maximum keep of five builds for until 5 days. I mean, maximum is 5 days limit. Don't cross that. So that's why this discard old builds option is there to reduce the disk usage. Otherwise, as a role example, we have builds which are around 32,000 something. I don't remember exactly. Even we have more than 1 lakh or so also. Just imagine if you keep 1 lakh builds in the system, it's not a good approach. Half of the hard disk not, no, the full hard disk usage is gone. You keep on increasing, but that is not a correct approach. That's why we keep only few builds. Got it? Now there is something called this project is parameterized. We'll I'll say it. What is it now? Tomorrow we'll test it. What is this project is parameterized is? You can pass parameters to this job, project again, project to job, both are same. Item, all are same. You can pass some parameters to this project for this job. How can I pass? If you want to pass any value, no, that your task, whatever you're doing here, can be used. So you can pass it through here. Let's say earlier example, let's say this one. Let's say this is my file name 456. But I don't want to give this file name directly here. I want to pass this as a variable. But why? Why I need to pass it? Because my file name keep on changing every time I can't come to job. You know, every time I can't come to this job and change it manually. So what I do, I'll keep a variable. Generally in programming language, usually we see these things. So at the time we use this option called project is parameterized. There are so many things, so many parameters we can pass. Credentials, we can pass file also as a parameter we can pass. Multi-line string, password also we can pass as a parameter. String parameter also we can pass. Boolean or choice. Choice is nothing but option A, B, C, something like that. I can select from that. For now, let's say string parameter. Some name something, or let's say file name, file underscore name. This I'll pass as, and I'll give some default value, maybe test file. So this is the key of this parameter. I'll use it here, of course, in Linux format. So what happens is now I didn't give the file name directly here. I am passing the file name through a parameter. If I don't pass anything, test file is the default value. That's why it is default value. If I pass anything, it will take that as a value. This project is parameterized. Let's save it and let's test it. Let's refresh this also. I mean, it's both are same. I just want to run in separate tabs. That's it to show you. Yeah, it's too bad. Okay. Now, if you observe clearly, now the option changed to build with parameters because now we enable the parameters. It's expecting us to pass the parameters. What is the parameter that we need to pass? Let's see. Let's see what it lost. Say it's asking us the file name, correct? Which is obviously what we did. Let's see the configuration. We added the file name as a parameter, and we are using the parameter in our task. It's just like declaring a variable and using it. Come on, man. Yeah, this part is parameterized. This is the parameter I want to pass to the job. This is the parameter I want to pass to the job. And this is the default value. Use this parameter or not, it's your wish. But I'm just passing it, so I'm using it. Here I'm using as dollar file name. It's like variable I'm using it. So touch this this parameter, the value, whatever we gave in the file name above, it will create the file. So now test file is the default. I want to change it, maybe test file 123. Let's build it. What happens is this parameter we are passing, right? This will pass to the job, and where we are using the parameter, where in the task, our task, we are using the parameter, which will go there and it will get executed. Obviously, test for 123 file will be created because we are using touch. That's what it happens. Let's see. What? Why this much time? Come on. Okay. Let's wait. Let's wait. Come on. Why not start? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Not my problem then. Just let's wait a minute. Let's see how much time it will take. It failed. Sorry, it got. Okay, let's try here. Test file 1 to 3 plus. I'm just saying not. I'm just passing a value. That's it to the parameter. Wherever we are using this parameter, will it will be reflected. What where we are using to create a file. We are using there in the touch command. We are using this parameter. Means touch this whatever the test file 1 to 3 will it will get executed. Obviously, it will be created. It's done now. Let's see. Sorry. Well, we'll check here. It's also got stuck. Super. Yeah. See, test file 1 to 3. So we are just using the parameter. We are passing the parameter and using it. Simple. So you can. It's if you have any parameters, of course you can pass it like this. If not, you can skip it. That's what the parameters about. Like sometimes what happens is this is a common requirement. I mean, in every scenario, no one likes to pass the direct values because if you want to change the direct value, you have to go inside a job, right? Click on configure, go to build section, change there, and this loading time will take too much. People hate that. That's why what they do, they parameterize this job and pass everything at the build only. While just simply click on the build, now all the parameters will be there. You can add any parameters like this. Maybe directory name. I'm just creating a directory. I'm not giving a default value. Let's see. I'll choose choice parameter also here. See path mm, slash opt slash root something. Choice means two will give multiple choices. It will ask us which one to choose. So now I'll use all those parameters. Of course, I'm using touch parameter already. Now I'll use directory name parameter. I'm just trying to create a folder and I'm using cd parameter, cd path. So file name, it will ask us which file name. If we don't pass anything, it will take the default, obviously. Directory name, we don't have any default. So it will ask us, obviously, we have to give some value when we run a job. Path is a choice parameter. It means it will ask us which one you want to choose. Let's say I choose root. Here, what is the command? cd root. It will try to go to root. Obviously, it will fail because of lack of permission, but it will try to go. Let's see. Like this, I'm just showing you. We can pass n number of parameters. Now imagine a scenario now here. Like this, we have 10 commands we want to change in a job. Every time we have to change it. Every day we have to change it. Is it easy? No, right? To just configure, come inside job, change it manually. Or let's say if I have a simple parameters, simply I don't need to go inside a job at all. Simply I can just click on it, pass the values here directly. How my work is reduced. It just makes us easy. That's it. Our work easier. Got it? It will ask us now three parameters. I think we passed three: file name, directory name, and some path. The path should be choice parameter. It will ask us multiple choice kind of thing. Choose one. Let's see. Mhm. Also, come on, a little faster might help here. Why Jenkins is too slow? Why? Let's try again. Let's go to job. Let's run again. Mhm. Oh, also not even one. That's okay. Maybe my issue. Yeah, let's try again. Let's see. We'll close this with this parameters. Yeah, yeah. See now it's asking for three parameters. Obviously, one is test, directory name. You can give test dir. What is the path? Which path you want to go? See, it is asking for choices because this is a choice parameter. I want to go to OPT. Let's see if this works or not. These two work obviously, but this might go wrong because test file we are creating within workspace. Directory name also we are creating works within workspace. But this is outside the workspace. I mean outside the job workspace. Let's see. We're just going to CD. I think it should work. Sorry. Let's see. It's failed obviously. Okay. Where it's failed? Just click on this red mark directly. Touch not found. It says command not found. This is a different error. That's okay. That's fine whether it is failure or success. But we you get it right. What we're trying. We're trying to pass the parameters to the job. It can be anything. So now we have three parameters. We changed just up right after the build. I mean, we simply clicked on the build and we changed it. Just imagine that there are hundreds, something like that. You have to change inside a job, which will be difficult, obviously. Correct? So changing there is easier, right? That's how you pass the parameters. You can disable it, obviously. Just uncheck it. It will be gone. Any option, you simply uncheck it, it will be gone. Got it? Now, next thing is throttle bills. Throttle bill means it's like the time period between the bills. How much time we are keeping? I think it's minutes. So 1 minute between the bills. And what is the time period? 1 minute, maybe. Yeah, 1 minute. So approximately a minute between the bills. So it will wait for that time. Let's say I click on build. It's going on currently. Immediately if I click on build, it won't worry. It will wait until this time period is there. You, you can use it. Mostly I never use it, but it's an option. Got it? It's about total build. Execute concurrent builds if necessary. This is the one. Oops, sorry. So what happens? This option is, as I told just now, right? If you build something, job is going on, is currently building, and you click on again immediately build, it will wait. It will wait for some time, and sometime based on the timing we give here, the throttle, or until if we don't give any throttle timing, it will wait until the job finishes. Until one build is finished, then the next build will start. You got what I'm saying, right? I mean, for now, just the ls and touch commands, it'll finish within a second, so we don't see that. But when we have bigger tasks running inside a job, it will take some time, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, based on the task, hours also. So if I click the build again, it will wait until the previous build is finished. Let's go here. I think 3 or 4 builds are there for now in our case. So what happens is like if I click like yeah, 4 builds are there. If I click build with parameters, fifth one will be running, right? If I click on build again, before the fifth one finishes, the sixth one will be in waiting until the fifth one is finished. That's what usually happen. But sometimes I don't want that. If I click on build, it should run parallelly. So there is no issue. This option will help you. Execute concurrent builds. Concurrent means parallelly. Sorry, I mean, there's a little difference, but concurrency means it'll just trigger simultaneously, along with the other build. So if the build is running currently. If I click on build again, six also will start running parallelly. There will be scenarios like that. That's okay. So this is about concurrent builds. Next, click on the advanced option. We have something quiet period. Quiet period also helps in the timing between the builds, the seconds. So it'll wait for this quiet period. Let's say 10 seconds. Now what happens is it'll wait for 10 seconds. Let's say fifth one is going on. If I click on build again, the sixth one will wait for this specific timing in 10 seconds and it'll execute. Got it? You can use this quiet period. Retry count, obviously, you know what is this. So if, okay, this SCM checkout will come in next step. If job failure, we'll try to retry again. How many times? Based on the number we gave. But what is this SCM checkout retry count? That will come in the next section, don't worry. These options when will come, we haven't discussed the topic yet. And of course, use custom workspace. This is where you can change your workspace of the job. What is the default workspace within the varlib Jenkins workspace and the job name workspace directory slash the job? The default workspace. You can change anything here. Let's say I want to keep slash root slash just as a workspace. You can keep it. So whatever the data of this job will be stored in here, but it should have access. Jenkins should have access to this folder. So remember that. Only that. And all you have to make sure you can give any directory here. But only thing is Jenkins should have the access to be able to store the data in this path wherever it's used. If I give a slash root, will it work? No, because Jenkins does not have access to slash root. That's fine. But yeah, this you can give access and make sure the Jenkins is accessible to this path. So you can change workspace like this. Display name is like This is job name, but you don't want to display it. Of course, you can rename it. This is a stupid option, but you can give some name here, blah blah something. This this name will be displayed for this job. Job name is this originally. It's like a nickname, simply. Just keep it. But why do we need a nickname? We can simply change a job name, right? You don't keep nicknames. So got it? That's about general section. Something this is job, something, whatever that thing. And the discarded bills, you got it? Parameterize, we can pass parameters, total bills is good job if necessary, we don't need it for now. And there are few advanced options in here, quite period, retract account. Retract account we'll see now, don't worry. Use custom workspace also. We can change the directory. So hope it's clear so far. Any doubts? Don't worry, we'll close this one section. It's very simple. Remaining we'll talk tomorrow. But so far, is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes,
Others, is it okay? Is it too much? Please say that also. If it is too much, we can stop right now. That is also fine. Completely. Anything? I guess okay. You're okay, I guess. If you don't say means it says obviously. We generally say it. I'll take that as a yes then. Let's go to next section called source code management. This is where we define our source code, where our code is, I mean our Git repo. And Jenkins will check out the code. So first thing you have to select is which source code you have. Git. As of now, only one option is showing because we have only one plugin installed. If you have like there is something called SVM, Bitbucket, so many are there. So if you install those plugins, those options also will show here. But for now, Git is the only plugin. And of course, we are using Git obviously. Click on the Git. See, this is the option you will get. Here you have to give the repo URL. What is my repo URL? Let me just- Come on. Geo. Yeah, this is my repo. I think this is a public repo. Let me just see. Yeah, currently it's a public repo. Let's see. Let's change it to private. Change to private. Excellent. I don't remember the password. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that's okay. I'll reset it later, but yeah, let's keep it public. So this is the repository. This is the repository, correct? So here, what does it mean is we have to give the repo URL so that it will check out. So copy it, paste it, correct? Now you have to give credentials also. Of course, I don't remember the credentials, but if it is a private repository, you have to add a credentials. Let's add some wrong password. It's okay. So click on add, click on Jenkins. As I told you yesterday, right? Credentials. We will add the credentials. It will be secret. No one can able to see it. See? I'll simply add an ID. Credentials created. Now you can use it. How you can use it? Simply click on this. See, I just added this, right? If you remember, just now I added it. Select it. Now what happens is, and of course the branch name you have to give. What is the branch name by default? Main. develop something. Let's say I want to give main. Master is there, this is the older one. Main. Now what happens is Jenkins, we gave some details to it. So it will check out this repository and this branch using these credentials. Got it? So it will check out this repository, this branch, or let's say develop anything, whatever it is, using these credentials. Now here, of course, my credentials are wrong, so I can't select this. I'll keep it as none. And anyway, this is a public repository, so no credentials required. If it is public repo, you can simply check out without any credentials. So Jenkins can check out it. Where it check out? The workspace. Remember, I told you, right? Whatever the data is creating or is generating, this job will be stored in workspace. Now, what this job is doing, checking out the code. It's checking out the code, and let's say we'll type ls, so it will show you the code and executing the ls command. So this happens in where? Within the workspace. Let's say develop branch is there. I hopefully, yeah, it is there. Now, what we gave in the job, there is called something called source code management section. We just went there. We gave, hey, this is my Git repo. I want to check out. Let's say you have a Bitbucket repo. You can give the Bitbucket URL. I have a GitHub, so I gave my GitHub repo. Now let's build it. Now if you observe, the parameters option is gone. Earlier, when we enable the parameters, it says build with parameters. Now we disable it. Just normal build now. That's all it is. See, it is running. Let's see. It's still going on. Let's click on it. See, if you observe, it is checking out the code. Of course, obviously, where in our workspace, that is fine. See, cloning the repository. This is the repo, right? Which we gave. This is where it is cloning out. Timeout is 10 seconds default. We didn't change anything. What is the branch name here? See, branch name. Develop, obviously. No, this is the commit message in the develop branch. Let's see. See this merge develop main into develop. Sorry, merge branch main into develop. This is the last latest commit, right? So Jenkins will check out. I mean, the clone the latest changes, whatever it's there. And ls obviously this is the code which we have inside the develop branch. Got it? This is how you check out the code. The first step of our real scenario. Please mind this slowness for today at least. That's how you use a job to do any task because it provides you options. So all you have to do is select the options, do whatever the thing you want. That's it. In here also, in our case, what happened? There is separate section called source code management that is only useful for check out the code. Whatever the code, whatever the repo you want, you just give the details there, it will check out. Where it will check out? By default, workspace. Jenkins workspace. That's where. Is it correct? I mean, we have seen it. That's where it checks out. Got it? I mean, so far. So we'll continue the remaining things tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay.
Any doubts so far? Anything? So general section, one thing we have seen, source code management we have seen. Of course, build steps we have seen, but that's okay. Tomorrow we'll see again. Don't worry. So these two sections we have seen today. Source code management. The whole purpose of source code management is to check out the code only. That's it. If it is private, you have to set the credentials, but I don't remember my thing. That's okay. Got it right? Yeah, someone is saying something.
Yeah, suppose if I want to use GitLab, then I have to install the plugin GitLab, right?
Exactly. There will be a plugin for GitLab, for Bitbucket and everything. Just in our case, we don't need them. We are using Git, so that's why it's Git. Got it?
Okay.
Is it clear so far?
Yes.
All right. So let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll continue the remaining sections, and yeah, we'll do it. So bye, bye all.
Thank you.